Okay, we are live. Good. Let's get into it finally. Finally. All right. Let's get it going here. Make sure my mic is working and correct. Cool. Good. Sorry for the stupid delay. My streaming software was just being funny. I don't know what to even think of that. Maybe I need to find a new one. I think I found the workaround, but I don't know. We'll see. Now, for today, we're going to try something a little bit new. We're going to we are going to uh, let the bot run automatically on a 5 minute chart instead of a one. I had decent results last night on a 3 minute chart. Those are the results that I posted. So we're going to give it a run here on the 5 minute and see what happens. We'll let the other one continue to go on that same. McB, what's good? Good morning, my friend. Good morning. What is coming, I think, very apparent, what's becoming very apparent is the fact that probably going to have to move this software to a different platform to automate if I want to do it at the highest level possible. Um, TradingView just cannot keep up with some of the signals that it gets, and so what it's causing is a ton of slippage for this strategy because we're day trading, because we are trying to be in and out of positions quickly with high amount of success. We need something that can be snappy and fill our orders. And right now, we're just not getting it from TradingView. And so I'm probably going to have to get this thing reprogrammed for like NinjaTrader. I think we'll try that and automate on Ninja. And I think that should be a much more seamless, um, you know, setup. So we'll see. We'll see. We'll continue to go live and kind of test it on TradingView just to get an idea of what we're seeing, what we like, what we don't like. But when it comes down to it, I think this is going to have to get to Ninja. To Ninja. Overnight results were good, McB. They were solid. Um, Nothing to complain about there. They were decent. Okay. I don't like the fact that we just closed that out so fast, and I think we ended up losing money on that one too. Yeah, we lost like $20. Okay, what is that about? Let me go and do this. Let's just see what happens with that. We'll try that one again. Morning, Remy. Morning. McBee, you are correct. That's what my analysis has come to, is that that will have to just be the way that we do this. So it's been interesting, but yeah, kind of disappointed in TradingView that we can't do it here, because we should be able to. But if that's what it takes, is what it takes. So hopefully, like fingers crossed, I can have that update, and we can be live on Ninja Monday or Tuesday of next week. Is kind of what I'm thinking, based on how long it takes to translate all this, and I have to learn Ninja, and how to set everything up. Do you have the stats? Yeah, Remy, I do have the stats. I can show them later. The stats were okay. It was like 60% win rate, I think. It wasn't crazy. Like it wasn't insane. I was just kind of finishing up here with a lot of this. Like I'm on a 5-minute chart here today. Just want to test this out to see if that can help with some of our slippage. Let's go to, and so let me show you the results kind of on a 5-minute, and we'll talk through this a little bit. And I would let some of these trades go, and I don't expect to have a ton of success with this thing today, but we'll let it go anyway. All right, so on a 5-minute chart, a little bit different. Average candle, our average trade size is about 2 candles. We make about $100 a trade, $92. Profit factor of 3, which essentially means that for every dollar we put in, we get 3 back, $3.16 back. It's pretty good. And then we win about 70% of our trades. Now I'm doing it on a 5-minute because I think that these candles being larger could help with the slippage issue. I don't necessarily know that I like these results better than trading on a 1-minute chart, but we will let that, we'll see what happens. Let me go performance breakdown. Sharp ratio of 1.5, that's pretty good. It's solid. So on a 5-minute, this is kind of what it looks like. Now we basically get a trade on damn near every candle for the most part, like almost, which is cool. Every 5 minutes we get a new trade. That's kind of the idea I was having before. But we just don't have the equipment on TradingView to execute the trades in the way that we want to. Because ultimately, it's kind of looking like this thing could end up being closer to a high frequency bot, if we can execute properly. So that's the idea. And we just want to be able to make a couple bucks per trade. And as long as we're taking the right type of trades, we should be okay. And the other thing I did with this is I shrunk the stop loss. So instead of it being at like 20, I made it 7. And my trail is 3 points, break even's at 2. And what that does is it gives me basically more losses, but it protects the account better. But it's tough right now being on TradingView because there are so many things that do not execute at the speed they should be executing, that I don't know if the strategy is bad and I can't tell, or if the slippage is just so bad that it isn't, it's not effective. Like for example, let's see, this was a bad trade. This was a good trade. Like a trade like this right here, this one right here. So entry, and then we exit somewhere up here, like 20, what number is that? 61. So that would be 26 points. Like that's a really good trade. Like that's awesome. On one NQ contract, that's a ton of money. 520 bucks. But if we don't execute these trades at these exact times, then who knows what we get? And so we have this trade here, should be a profitable win. I don't know if it was. We have this trade here that should be a loss. Fine. We have this trade here that should be a win, but it got executed at a weird spot. And so we should be winning this trade, or have won this trade, but instead we took a small loss. And so some of these things are just kind of like head scratchers, like what in the world? But I didn't think TradingView would give me such grief on the slippage, but it is pretty bad for what we are trying to do. And what I've done is basically made the strategy so that, and we can watch it in real time here. I'll explain it as we go. But I'll show you guys why the strategy is as successful as it is, other than the logic being correct. All right, so new long trade here. At least I think we get one. Okay, all right, good. So trade filled. Okay, trade going against us a little bit. Now my stop is pretty tight, so we could get that hit here pretty quick. Let's just see. Okay. Peak above. All right. All right, so I'm gonna close out at 20 bucks. Let's just call it that. Now we could stretch we could stretch that out and make it more. Not a big deal. So that one actually did finally win, which is good. Puts us down 311 from 350, I think. So improvement. Now in, I think, normal times, we could probably loosen this and make the trail, let's see, about like 4. And that would give us a little bit more space, I think. It hurts the win rate though. Let me see. It hurts the win rate by a ton. You lose about 7, 8 points of profit on that, or wins on that. So now to me, the best strategy is still on the 1 minute chart. But if I were to do it the way I was doing it before, probably go 4, break even, and then do like this, we'd have an 82% win rate and we'd have a ton of space. The problem is that I found that the losses can be kind of big, and I didn't want that. So like the setup that I think I want to do or something on a 5 minute chart gives us really, really nice stats. But these stats to me are kind of meaningless because we don't have fills that are, I think, accurate. Trail's 3, not 4. And so kind of bummed about that right now, but we'll figure it out. Kind of annoyed actually, but we'll see. So I think we've developed this strategy to the point that like it's ready to go. But Delu, what's going on? But if it doesn't execute for you guys, then it just looks good, but it isn't good at all. So got to get that fixed. Got to get that. Now, on a strategy that trades like swings, where it swings a trade and it's open for hours, like that would be fine. Like that, like Traders Post and TradingView, that's probably good enough. But like I need this thing to be as accurate as it possibly can be, and I just do not get that on TradingView. My signals get lost in translation a lot. So it's been an interesting process, to say the least, for sure. Now, if I jump down to, let me see if I jump down a 1 minute chart, what these stats look like. You get trade based on every candle, it looks like. Not bad. You get a lot of trades, you know that. That's pretty good. That's the most profitable, 50 bucks a trade. That's not bad. 92 is the other one, but that's not bad. Let me update this one to the 1 minute and say save. Okay. Back to the 5 minute chart though, and we'll wait. So yeah, just a little more. I hate to like, feels like I'm dragging my feet on this thing, but we're getting closer and closer and closer. We have, I think, developed the strategy to be as profitable as I think any strategy should ever need to be profitable. Not saying it can't be improved, but like working on the strategy I think has diminishing returns. There is no sense in doing that. We've gotten it about as good as it's going to get. So step 2 is now, okay, we solved the hard part, which is the trading part. Now we just got to solve the execution part, the automation part, and we should be fine. That's a hell of a trade. Like that would be sick to be in. 1 second here. It's kind of icy, isn't it? You check something here really fast. 1 second. Get that fixed. Huh. No. New trade here. There we go. Good. Good. Like that should be the standard. You know what I mean? Like that should be exactly what we get every single time. Um, and right now we just aren't. Now, what makes the strategy really good, outside of the logic itself, is that once a trade gets profitable, I don't let it go negative. Like that is why I get a lot of losses actually. But um, how both times you ran bought overnight had gains of 2K, do you think it's working better because movement? Because 2K, yeah, exactly, exactly. Rami, that's certainly part of it. Let me close my blinds here. I need to check something. That's certainly part of it, Rami. But the other part of that, I think the more important part is probably that that could be like $4,000 or $5,000 of profit. You know what I mean? Like I think the max run up on that was 7 grand, and I finished with two. And so, like, some of this stuff is if we like, don't get me wrong, guys. I do want to put this in your hands, and I want you guys to be able to use it and make money with it. Like, I want that. Um, but if you guys were to get the exact same results I'm getting today, it would be a slow bleed of basically the account going down, not up. Now, you would have chunks of time where price just takes off on us and we capture huge moves and we get a bunch of money. Like that, that's always good. But um, right now, it's basically when I get a break even trade, it ends up being a loss. And those break even trades for the strategy to work the way it should, those should all be wins. Do you know what I mean? So we're getting small losses that should be small wins, and and that's literally the difference. The win rates in Tradevate is like 60% or something. 15 to 22% of that are trades that should have been broke even, that should be barely profitable by a point, technically 2 points, but are negative by a point or 2 points because the difference between a signal coming in and a trade getting executed is so wide. And so the lack of movement could be helpful a little bit, but imagine with the same amount of cash, you can make 5 grand, or hell, we were up seven, um, instead of just two. Do you know what I mean? So we'll see, we'll see. The lack of movement kind of helps. It kind of doesn't. It does make it tricky because you have a huge spread, and so overnight you actually, depending on when you're trading and what the market is doing, the moves have to be larger in order for you to actually make money. So that's a drawback to overnight trading as well. Yeah, that's a drawback of overnight trading is you just in this weird way end up with moves that are overnight trading reminds me more of forex than anything because you get into a trade and like the entries here, the candles like right here. So you have to move quite a bit to get back to even. Um, and at night the ATR is like at 3 or 2 on NQ. So it's not, unless something happens, but it's not super favorable at all, at all. Stuff is so tricky because I have a lot to be excited about, but I'm also pissed because we've been not wasting our time, but spending a lot of time on this when we should be on a different platform doing the same thing. And I have to learn NinjaTrader too. I am not fluent on Ninja at all. It took me forever to figure out how to put the damn VWAP on my Tradevate chart. So it's going to take a good weekend of downloading knowledge to figure that one out. But we will. And then how do I share it with you guys? No idea. But we'll figure it out. And then how do I teach you guys how to set it up? No clue. But we'll learn it. We'll learn it. Biggest part, or best piece, I guess I would say, is we have the hard part done. Most people cannot build a strategy that's good. So that's encouraging. Next is going to be getting on the right platform. And I think there are like 3 platforms that are decent. So we'll try Ninja first. And my results is all they have to be is just like a little bit better. And this thing is printing money. Like it just needs to be like a little bit better. And it's making a ton. Okay, new long trade here. Okay. There we go. Okay, broke even on that one. To which I'm not a fan of, I don't think. But we're coming back. Okay, and 192, we were down 300, we're coming back. Down 330, I think. That was close. Actually, so we literally broke even on that trade. Oh no. Why would we sell one? Okay, I got it. No, we ended up losing a point. We lost a quarter of a point on that trade. Okay. So, okay, how this works and how it should work is I have time on the 5 minute chart to show you guys this. When a trade gets profitable by at least 2 points, which would be right here, let me just mark it off. Okay, 52.75, 53.75, 54.75, right there. Okay, once a trade gets profitable 2 points, that becomes a limit order or a stop order for our trade to get executed. Now, our trade, the price here, it went so fast trade if you couldn't keep up. So like I guess that's on me for not even thinking about this until now. But anyway, kind of disappointed in myself for getting this far, but not thinking about the most important part, which is the trades. Anyway, okay, so trade moves far enough and we get to profit. And we get to profit by a point and a quarter. All right. Now, this thing actually closed out. I'll make this one green. That's where the money is. Let's clone it first. Clone, and I'll make this one green. Okay. So profit should be right there. Instead, profit was, we ended up getting in we got out like right here. And so there is a 2.25 point difference in price. And so if we would have closed out anywhere in here, we have a profitable trade, commissions aside. Okay, we'll leave that. We'll talk about commissions later. We should have enough wins to cover that up. And we should have a big enough win we're trading 1 point, our 1 NQ contract. That's $20 a point. That's, $40 and change. It's $50. We should have enough to cover our $5 commission. Point is that we couldn't execute this trade at the pace that we needed to, so it turned into a tiny loss, which should have been just a tiny win. That's the difference. Some of these trades we're going to have losses. We hit our stop. It's whatever. That happens. But it's the trades where we make a little bit of money. That is what compounds. We'll have trades that just catch massive moves. We'll have that. And we'll have trades that hit our stop loss. We'll have that too. But the difference is going to be like we'll have these small trades that should accumulate. And we're talking about like, again, my goal is to get to about $100 an hour on this. And that was $50 that we had. Every trade that moves at least 2 points should be $40 minimum. So as long as we get 2 points of movement to the side that we need the trade to go on, then we should have a profitable trade. And then if we trade a 5 minute chart or a 1 minute chart, then all we have to do is take a couple trades at an hour and we're good, maybe 3 or 4. So like that's the vision that I have. And then with slippage, maybe we have to take an extra one. But right now, we're getting small, tiny losses. And so the wins that we have to be big moves without drawdown. And the losses just basically have to peak above and then move down quickly, and we get an L. So there's more ways to lose than win. When in fact I designed this strategy to have more ways to win than lose. That's what we're dealing with here. That is what we are dealing with. So this is just kind of part of the journey. Really appreciate you guys kind of coming along this with me. But new long trade here. Okay. Let's see what we got. Okay. See if price can peek up here for a second and run. Okay. Didn't get the peak we needed. Not enough, at least. Let's see. Morning, Jesse. What's going on? Okay. All right, minus 100 bucks on that one. So stop was hit, and we'll talk about that as well. We down right now. Down 306. We lost about 100 bucks on that one, 100 bucks and change. Okay. Um, Another piece on that, I don't know. You guys have to rewind the live here. I believe our fill, let me go to Tradevate and go to notification log. 39.50. Wait. Yeah. Oh boy, 39.50 is what the okay. So if we moved our stop a little bit lower, we'd be in this trade still, but that's beside the point. We know the risks. Okay, signal comes in at 42. Price moves to 44 and change before pulling back. We should have been out of this trade up here, but because our entry was lower, we had to basically make a few more points up. We just didn't catch it. I don't know what that's about. So again, just some small things that I guess to the naked eye you really can't tell. But once, and this is why we have to test a ton, because again, the worst case scenario would be you guys own this thing, and you're like, what the hell is this? Rather than me just being like, yeah, let me test it some more. So glad I was able to drag my feet on this one because these are just small things that would be hard to catch but wouldn't make any sense over time. But our signal for this trade is at the close of this candle here, which is at exactly 41.75. Our fill was at 39 and a half. So about a point and a quarter, 39.75, I think. So a point and a quarter away or a point and a half away, which isn't a huge deal. In a long trade, it's actually more beneficial for us. But the way the strategy reads is that price has to move a certain amount. And so it has to move off of this signal, not necessarily the fill. Now that I think I can execute. I think I can get everything to be set as a limit order to which one would be initiated at a certain point. But yeah, really, really interesting here. Really interesting. Essentially, for it to work on TradingView, every candle has to look like this. Like if every candle looks like this with no bottom wick and it just runs like that, then we'll be great. This one too, in a way. This one too. This one kind of. Like we need no bottom wick and price to run by the way TradingView is calculating our trades. Not a big deal, but not ideal. Yeah, Jesse, it is. That's I would say, Jesse, that's the right word to use. Is promising, a lot of potential, and so we have to like get rid of everything that could be holding us back. And right now, like just getting down to the number one thing that's holding us back right now is simply just our ability to execute trades when they need to be executed. That's it. That's the only issue right now. That's like our number one problem. So we've identified it. Now we need to solve it. Long position here. Good. Oh, see, I knew it was coming. Our signals are a tad late. We're down 301, I think, or something like that. 299. So we made a little bit of chunk of money there. We can go look at the actual stats. Hold on. I don't even know what to say with this one. 6 seconds. Cool. All right, we made a half a point on that. That's how much slippage we had to deal with. So stop should be at 2 points. We ended up capturing a half a point. That's 25% less. And so like that's kind of what I'm talking about is I want to let this candle deal itself. Half a point here. One, half a point. Okay, so 4. Yeah, we made $5 on that instead of making at least 40 bucks. Well, with slippage, I think it's going to end up being like 30. But like the difference between making $5 and $30 is so much when, let's just use this as an example. Every 5 minutes, like if we get just the difference of this slippage of being $5 versus 30 bucks, like 30, 60, this one would be an L, but like 90, 120, and then change here, then 150. Like that's a ton of money. That's a lot. It stacks up. Not to mention that once you start dealing with commissions, what that little bit of margin gets squeezed away. Remember how I told you guys yesterday, like any positive P&L we could scale. If it's too tight, then when you start scaling the commissions stack up on you. So it's like $5 per side. So we technically need about $12 a movement, or about a half a point, um, for a little more than half a point, point and a quarter, for us to make money, like really make money. And so we don't want to let commissions get in the way either. And so we need these executions to be at least tight enough to where it's a quarter of a point, boom, boom, like it's fast. And then again, once we get it to like maybe the 1 minute chart, we'll go back to that. Then some of this stuff I think will happen a little bit quicker. Do we want to trade the half minute, 1 minute chart? We can try it. We'll flip it. We'll flip this one over. Here on the one, hit save, and we'll rock with that for now. Trial and error is the way, Jesse. It is the way. I need to get it tattooed on me somewhere. There's only so much you can learn by watching or reading or any other way other than experiencing, and so that's just where we are right now. But I'm glad I was able to pay attention enough to know like what's going on here, because some of this stuff is really easy and some of the stuff is complicated. Like getting the strategy done, I was like, if you guys remember, it wasn't that long ago, maybe 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, where I started talking about this, and I was like, all right, if we can just pass an eval in one trade, that'd be cool. Or if like our win rate was 50%, like in every other trade was a win, like that'd be cool. And now we're talking about an 80% win rate, like in a profit factor above 2. Like that wasn't even on our radar of possibilities that long ago. And so you think about the speed at which I'm improving this thing. In another month, it should be in your hands in another month. But in another month, like the small incremental changes that we make will mean so much to your pocket. Like you'll just have so much more money. Every little adjustment that gets worked on. So that I'm really, really excited about. It's just going to take a little bit for us to get there. And I think the only step is that I just need it on the right platform. I think that's the only step left. And then we'll test it live, obviously. But I am very, very, very encouraged. What was I going to check? Something else here. Well, I guess one other thing would be, if for whatever reason the automation doesn't work, which it should, but if it can't, then we'll just manually trade this thing, and I'll just show you guys exactly what the logic would be and where you want to set your limit orders and whatnot, so that you can do it yourself. I don't believe that's the best solution, because again, I'd rather you guys be sleeping at night, making money, than needing to be on your computer to make money. But if we have to do manual because there just is no way to execute this thing, which I don't believe is the case, but if that was the case, then we would just manually trade this, and we'd have a really tight trail, and we would just set that up and then let it go. Like that would be exactly what would happen. Wouldn't be too difficult to do, but that's what we would do. Here are the stats on the 1 minute chart, by the way. For this setup, it's only this. Let me check one thing here. We're at 70%. Yeah, oops. So 70%, about 50 bucks a trade. This stat right here is really important to me. This number, can I like draw on this, by the way? Can I do that? Stupid. Amount of money per trade. Now I need to, let me make this sure this is right. Let's go down to one contracts. Let me see something. What if I do that? Then every tick. If I do that, what happens? I'm gonna save our prop firm bot really quick with that. Just do like this really quick. And check something here. All the market's doing good. Bitcoin's getting its ass blasted. Fair enough. Told you if MSTR gets down to about 275, I'm a buyer. Tesla doing good. I think they got awarded that contract. Coinbase, okay. Ethereum stinks. What was I saying here? I don't exactly remember what I was saying. Well, these numbers look ridiculous, don't they? This number is important to me because this essentially says that every trade we take, we make money. And the larger that number can go up, or the bigger that number is, the better. Essentially, it's like an average. So some trades will make a ton of money, some trades will lose or hit our stop loss. But on average, if we take at this rate, I don't know what the math is on this right now. How many trading days? Let's see, hold on. Let's see. Okay, so the reason this thing works so well. So at this setup here of this strategy, which we can modify and change as much as we want, but this strategy gives us 213 trades a day. So like you start doing the math, 14.17 times 213, and doing the mental math, we just do 50 times 200. 5 times 2 is 10, so that's what, 1,000. 10,000, that's an insane number. 10,000 and change, like holy cow. So we'd be at, technically, if all worked out evenly, we'd be at $10,260 per day. That's not real, I don't think. Like, I'm not sure. We have some slippage in there, so like that number probably comes down to like 25, maybe even like 18. I don't know how much slippage we'd have to factor in, but this would be off one in-queue contract. Okay, just one. That's why the numbers here look ridiculous. That's why the profit factor is above 2. You just don't see stuff like that. Sharp ratio 1.4, that's really good. Why don't I have a Sorrentino ratio? That's weird. Going short, though, it gives me a much better win rate. That's nice. Anyway, so we start looking at it like, oh, okay, it makes sense. And this is what we're going, this is what I'm after, this. I really want the bot to trade as many times as it possibly can, because if it does that, then it will make a ton of money for us on average. All we have to do is solve this, the issue of getting price to close when it should close and getting trades to fill when they need to be filled. So I don't know about you guys, but 10K a day is quite a lot of money. So that would be neat to, to realize, even, not even half, like, I don't know, 10% of that. That'd be cool. $1,000 a day would be cool, you know? So that's the goal. Like that's the North Star. That's what we're looking for. That's what we are after. That's why I just telling you guys to be patient. You guys be beating down my door for this thing, but I know it can be so good that it just doesn't make sense to rush. And I rush anyway, but now we're getting to the core of our issues, which I probably should have known earlier on. That's on me, but whatever. So we are getting there. Hopefully, you guys have some. Most of the people we're watching are dudes, so hopefully, you guys have some Valentine's Day plans. Hopefully, you guys are doing some. All right, so long here. Okay. That fill was pretty good. This price want to give us here. We should hit our stop here pretty soon. Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. That was actually pretty good. Fill wise and everything else. Unfortunately, it was on the wrong direction. Down to 472. We got to battle back here a little bit. We got to do something. We got to show some heart here. Otherwise, we're not going to make it. Okay. What I need to do is find. Another long position here. This one doesn't look favorable just yet. Let's see if we can get a break of the price. Let's find out here. Okay. Well, that's unusual. Let's go to the. Should we go back to 5 minute, you think? We'll go to 3. Let's go to 3. Change that to 3. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. Okay. And here are our stats on the 3 minute. What do we got? You have a really high profit factor and a decent size win rate. Lucas says you need to raise your stop loss. You're not giving it a chance to breathe. Maybe, Luca, maybe. I don't agree with that, but maybe. Here are the stats, boss, so you kind of have an idea of what you're seeing. We can't go off of every trade. So we have a trade that hits our stop, that happens. For the most part, we want to protect these trades and a lot of these positions. We're going to get most of our directions right. If we get a big wick down that could take us out, that's not a big deal. Like, it happens. But on average, we are going to be finding the right spot and getting in. And on a 3 minute chart, our average win is about $78. So, like, pretty good. We have less trades though, so it ends up evening out, I think, to about what it was before. We still have that 734% net profit over the past 2 years and change. Like, we just need to actualize this. We need to actualize this as well. New long position here. Not a huge fan of my spot, but let's see if it works out for us. I'm actually not exactly sure why this one opened up the way it did. I guess we did limit order, but okay. Let's see. 5, okay. Even. A little bit of profit there. Good. 50 bucks there. We'll take that. Ooh. I don't love what I'm getting here. But it's solid. We're gonna let this one close and I'm gonna have to modify it really quick. Ooh. Entry equals market. Exit equals market. $15. Okay, good. Now, this is very abnormal behavior. Unless my bot just simply did not change. Oh, it did. That's tricky, no, isn't it? That is tricky. One, boss. You see that one in the blue box? Just one. So we just go one contract. I think that's going to be reasonable for now. We'll let it play out. Again, our number one fix is going to be making sure that we get our executions correct. TradingView is not our friend in this space. We need to move to a different platform. So while we get that worked on, well, we just take some trades and see what we got. Okay. This one's probably going to hit our stop loss if I had to guess. A touch, but no close. Okay, we dealt with all this. Can price now push beyond and go? Let us find out. I don't think that's the case right now. If I was in a short trade, I'd be a little bit more concerned than if I was in this long trade, based on what price looks like so far. But let's see. And maybe I'd be wrong. Let's find out. I like that big wick down there. I don't know if, let's see if it can hold or not. Kind of holding that spot. Okay, if that can stand, we got a chance of this thing going up. If that can hold, close that one out. Reason we closed it out, I changed it from limit order to market order. And I think what was happening is I had old orders that weren't filled yet getting filled. And so that trade was one of those trades. And so the reason it didn't close out was because it didn't have any, there was no notification for it to close. So because I changed the order style mid trade, that's what happened there. So like that's a small thing too. Ideally, we just need to do market orders, but if we have to do limit orders, we will, which is fine. But if you switch them in a trade, then essentially you don't have like two matching parts. You have a mix and they won't execute properly. So whatever it is, you want to let it run. And then if you want to switch it, once the trade's off, go turn the bot off for a second, switch it, and then turn it back on while there is no trade open. That way you definitely get the same type of transaction in and out, if that makes sense. If that makes any sense. We're just getting our face beat in right now, and kind of have to take it. Kind of have to take it. Okay. No new trade yet. Okay. We are just chilling right now. Not a whole lot going on. Waiting here. Okay, no new trade again. All right, we'll wait. Anyway, I was talking about Valentine's Day. Order a couple flowers for Sarah, and then some. Always go chocolate covered strawberries. Always go that. That's like a staple. I don't know what you guys are into or not, but I don't like them. I think they're actually disgusting. But Sarah loves a good chocolate covered strawberry, so I always get them from the same place, little local place, which I don't even know if it's local. It's called Chocolate Chocolate Chocolate. It might be local. It might be nationwide, and I just think it's local. Um, I don't know if they are. Let's see. Are they nationwide? Let's find out. All right, short position here. Good. Nice. Okay, nice. Another short position here. I don't love that we just did that though, but okay. Why is it? I don't know why it's doing that. Why are we getting multiple orders in a row? And we shouldn't have two trades on the same candle. That should never happen. Let's see if we can get this one back to profit first. Is that because we're doing it on every tick? Is that why? I'm assuming that could be it. I'll have to close this trade manually, so I'll let it run for a second. We'll let it go for a minute. I think they are local to St. Louis. Okay. They just do chocolate covered strawberries locally since 1981, apparently. All right. Can we get to break even here? You know what I love is for price to just jump straight down. That'd be sick. Okay, 10, 20. I guess technically we'd be in a short trade right now, so that's not bad, I guess. Whoa. Okay. I don't know what's going on here. I had to have messed something up, but I don't know what I messed up. Um, an unusual thing has occurred where we have trades just opening mid candle, which is never a thing. Like that's not a thing. I tweaked something. I did something and it messed it up. I don't know what I did though. Maybe settings. Maybe I did after. How about just no recalculation? How about that? Maybe that's it. I don't know. You see. Okay, there's 105, 115, good. 140, 155, 185, nice. 210, 235, 250, 270, 290, 315, nice. 320, 360, 355. Okay, 345 on that one. We are almost back to not being back. But good trade though, on accident, I think. I got to figure out what the hell that was. I think I fixed it though. Let's see. I think I fixed it. I think it was recalculating too often. Let's see what we got. Good. So that caught that. I think I do like the trend bot or trend version better. So that'll be something that I continue to work on. I think I like the trend version because anytime we get a trade or a setup that looks like this, so short position here. Okay, I think I fixed it. Anytime we get a setup that looks, I'm about to get a stop loss hit here, I think pretty quick here. Yep, there we go. So really fast there. 7 points might be a little too tight, but that's fine. Whether it's 10 or 8, whatever, we can play with the numbers. Anytime we get a trade though that, or we get moves that look like this, like down, sloping down or sloping up, I want to be in that direction. I don't want to have to try and catch the wicks. I want to try and, like if we went long off of this one and we caught that, like that'd have been a nice little 110. That'd be really cool. But we'd have to get that so correct versus if we gave us a little bit more space, maybe like a few more points. I don't know how many I want to go with, but I think this one's like 13 points drawdown. This one's about 7. I think 7 is like my stop was the exact level that the thing went up. Somewhere between like 10 and 12, somewhere in there. But anyway, if we could deal with that drawdown and manage it properly, like then we're gonna get some humongous trades that occur. For example, like we're gonna work on our fills, but this candle right here, like we got this trade happened, and that was a monster. 33 points. Like that's fantastic. We just had another one right here. That's fantastic. And so we're going to get these huge trades that are bigger than our stop. Like that's the biggest thing is I want to continue to catch trades that are much bigger than the stop loss could ever be. That's why the stop is so tight because you're going to have trades where my biggest win will be this size, my biggest loss will be this size, and so I've got that margin, and I shouldn't have too many stops that get hit. And then I should have a bunch of small trades in the middle that are 50, 60 bucks, 100 bucks even. Like we catch those, 80 bucks, we catch those. And then that's how the account grows. The big ones will happen. We won't get those every day, but we'll get them. The losses are going to happen. We'll get those every day, of course. But it's the in between ones, the small, probably 50% of the trades that happen are going to be rather small, sub 100 bucks. But like if it's 50 bucks, if it's 20 bucks per trade that we catch on average, I mean, then the goal is to take as many trades as possible, right? If you could do something and you make 20 bucks every time you do it, then you should just do it as many times as you possibly can, or figure out how to make more money per action. So that's the goal right now. Mm-mm-mm. Why in the world can't I see what my? Oh, it says I'm not on the right chart. Sell position here, good. 105, 110, good. 120, 30, nice. There we go, good. Super solid there. Went down 700 bucks. We're picking it back up a little bit though. We were down. We had to be down to $1,000 because we just made 3. They'd be down maybe at 1,100 bucks. So battling back a little bit, reaching a little bit of a trend. That's all. That's all. Even good old TradingView can help us out with that. But okay. Okay, I'm not upset about that, I guess. I can recover. What was I doing? I was doing this. Oh, why would you just do that? Couple good trades, couple bad trades mixed in there. But this is kind of what I mean, though, is that you guys have now seen at least 2 trades that are above the size of our losses. And so when we get those trades, like that makes up for a lot because we're not going to get too many losses. We're getting more wins than losses. But the rest of these trades have to be profitable. That's where the strategy is going to make its money. We're not going to make money trying to win more money per win than we lose per trade. Like we're not. That's not the goal. That's a very low winning percentage strategy. Although it could work, it's just low percentage. We want 15% of maybe 20% of these trades to be like massive or be like 3 times. So let me give you an example. This trade right here was 33 points. Essentially, that's 5 losses. That one win accounts for 5 losses. And we're not going to get 5 losses in a row. So like we wouldn't have to worry about giving any of that money back. But that is a 5 loss trade. This one, which one was it? I guess it was this most recent one, even though we had a different one in here. This one is accounts for 1 loss. So that was good. See if there's some more in here that we could find. Here's another one. Okay, that's 26 points. Okay, short trade here. Good. That would account for 4 losses. So 45, good. 80, 120, nice, good. A little chunk ticking out of that, 70 bucks. And so we can keep doing this game though all day. Like here's another one. I don't know how big this one is, but it's sizable. 31 points right here. So 31 points, 30 points. Here's one down here, looks decent. Let me see. This one's 23 points. So we have like 4 losses, 3 losses, 4 losses. This one's 5 losses. This one's 1, and that one was almost 1 as well. And so like we're gonna have these days or these trades where they are just so much larger than our losses. That's great. I love that. Like that is going to like grow your account exponentially. Now your account will look like this. It'll go up and then down and then up and then back down and then up and then back down. And ideally it's like this curve of continuing to go up. If we don't get the executions right, it just looks like this. It's just down. So we got to get that right, which is why we have to go to NinjaTrader or somewhere else. Quant Trader is good, or Quant Tower I think is good. I've seen a few. Problem is you have to like reprogram and code all this stuff, so it could take some time. But anyway, um, yeah, it shouldn't take us too long, but we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, having wins of this size. Now the reversal bot doesn't do this as well. It does catch, I think, more wins on average, but it doesn't catch bigger trades. Like, look at this bad boy. I don't even know how big this is, but it looks like it's sizable. This one was 44 points. So you take 7 divided by 44, closest interval to that would be 42, which is 6. So that's 6 losses that you could take just off that one trade. That's just the idea. Hopefully it's starting to click. Like the potential of this thing is incredible. We just have to capitalize and execute on it. Capitalize and execute. Okay, short position here. Quick loss. Okay. Okay. Game for that. I'm cool with that. And I guess there are just so many small things that even I don't have a full grasp on how good this thing could be because we don't have the right executions. But a loss like this is going to happen. We'll take these all day. But I think I'm pretty much convinced that the trend bot is the one. Last night's progress gave me that conclusion, and then just some of these trades here today. Like instead of trying to capture, a reversal on some of these wicks, let's just catch the full body if we can. And if we, whatever the stats say, like if we need to use an 8 or 9 point stop loss instead of a 7, or if like we can get away with 6 potentially, and still have enough room to do what we need to do, that's cool as well. That's cool as well. So as you guys can tell, I'm very excited. Although I have no reason on paper to be excited, I can just see what this thing is going to be, and I just know, like, yeah, it's gonna be that. But happy to have everybody here, though. If you guys are new, make sure you like the live stream and subscribe if you're new around here. We are going to actually produce some winning trades that make money and grow accounts. I promise you, we just got to get the execution solved. So we might be live a couple more days in a row where we have to use TradingView and we just hope for the best. Um, but eventually, we will have this thing reprogrammed and reshuffled around for a different platform, and then we will use that platform to make money. Ugh, tired, and I shouldn't be. Let me sit up a little bit. Let me just aim the camera down a little bit. How about that? So I can chill back here for a second. Anywho. I have a new position coming here, so let's see. Sell position here, good. Okay, break even on that one. Kind of a tight one there. I don't know if I like that. 747. Okay, I'm okay with that right now. I think my stop could be a smidge tight. I think it could be just a bit tight. See if we get another trade here. See what we got. Okay, sell position here. Our fill was a tad late, um, quite a bit late on this one. So we got, yeah, we're about a 1.5 behind. So our take profit and stop loss, our stop loss will be a little bit tighter than it usually would be, but our take profit is going to have to be larger than it typically would have to be because of our, or be smaller actually. So we'll get a smaller loss, but a smaller win potentially too. And this is what happens every once in a while. You get a weird fill like this, a huge difference in what signal was versus what the fill was. And so let's see, it's 25 bucks. So there's it's gonna close out. It should, yeah. Okay. Versus so that trade should have been profitable by about 40 to 50 bucks, then we close out plus 20. Instead, we're minus 20 on that trade because we had a terrible fill. Minus about 30 bucks is what we missed out on altogether. So maybe plus 10 that would have been, which basically it just is a break even because you have commissions. But that's still better than minus. And so we're really fighting a battle here that is just going to be difficult for us to win on TradingView, as you guys can clearly see. But these are good trades, though. These are good trades. We got to give that one a little bit more room to run, and we should be fine. That's a good trade. We took nothing from it, but that's a really good trade. Getting fucking torched today, which is not unusual with this. Not unusual, but it is annoying nonetheless. So hopefully by next week, early next week, I can have a translated script and strategy that's automated, and then we can finally see if this thing is worth a shit or not. If it's not, then we'll just go back to manually trading the exits. Short. Okay. You guys can see my entry is about a point, and again, about a 1.5 different as well. So entry is at 99.25, and that's a signal. My entry is at 98 even. So 1 full point and a quarter. It's gonna be really tough to win trades that way if you have to deal with that much slippage. If we're trying to capture a couple points trading, this one should get stopped out here pretty soon. Actually, my loss should be bigger. Oh, this is probably why this is a huge thing. So entry level is at this 98 level. You see that? My stop is going to be somewhere at 7 points. Now my stop is 7 points from this level, which is a point and a quarter from this level. So that means my stop technically is 8.25 points. So this is why the slippage is so important. I have smaller wins and bigger losses that I just cannot account for because the software cannot keep up. So just tough. But let's see if this thing can get profitable. We need this thing to like really drop and run Otherwise, it will not be a successful trade. Okay, that's encouraging movement. We're kind of just chopping between these massive wicks. So we got this wick up here, really just in this area here, and then we have this down here as well that we're kind of like wanting to know what to do with. So let's see. This is probably gonna hit our stop loss if I had to guess. Stop loss hit there. Okay, I'm cool with that. Like that's fine. It's just gonna be a bigger loss than it should be, but I'm okay with that. If we're trading one NQ contract and our biggest loss, at least that we've seen so far, is 180, I think. I think that's the biggest loss we've seen. And that one was a faulty error, was a faulty trade. I think that one was 140 that we just lost, or 130, 150, something like that. 7 times 2 is 14, so technically it should be 140 bucks. So if our biggest loss is 140 and our biggest win potentially is 300, 400, 500, 600, 700 dollars, like we accept that. We will take that and we can deal with some of these losses. Um, short position here. That's a really good fill. That's a really good fill. That's favorable for us. Now, here's the part about this is going to be tricky. Let's see if this one can run and hit some profit for us. Let's see, 45, good, 25. I'll explain why this one's a little bit problematic too if it doesn't work out. Got filled at that 03 level. 50, good, 40. If we didn't get a fill right there, it could get ugly for us pretty quick. It needs to drop a little bit further. And I'll tell you why in a second. There we go. 75, 85, good. 90, nice. 80, good. All right, so maybe back a little bit from that previous one. Okay, so we got a fill at that 03 level, which is right here. Our signal, however, was at this red triangle right there. I'll make that one red. Okay. So we have another point in a half difference. Now, the reason that this trade could have been ugly and that it wasn't, but it could have been, was that, and here, this is what I thought would happen, is price would reverse back up. That's kind of what I was thinking would occur. My trail, my stop, it gets triggered 2 points from the open. So one, and then, I'm sorry, yeah. And then half a point right here. Okay, so my trail, and I'll make this one yellow. So my trail begins right there. So any dancing in between here, even though it's profit, could slip away and go for a loss. It has to move at least 2 points for me to have some profit, and for me to guarantee on paper, guarantee with TradingView, it's not working that well, but guarantee on paper that we have a a profitable trade. And this is sick. Price is moving nice for us. Okay, because my trade opened here, it had to move 4 points or 3.5 points to get to here first. Then it could have closed out. So technically, we could have had a trade that was up $60 and went negative on me, and like we lost money. So it was important that we got to at least $70 or so of profit, because if we didn't, we could have easily experienced a loss by price reversing back up on us. So like this is another side of slippage too, which is it can create larger wins technically, but if you have a trade that dances 3 points in profit before hitting your activated level, then you have a chance to be up 60 bucks and then lose. Okay, so this feels a little interesting too. I don't know if I love this spot though with this green candle right here. This one might be a quick stop. Be a quick stop. Okay, 25 even. Nice. 75 on that one. Oh, we missed out just a little bit though. Showing at that 784 level our amount. Okay. Okay. All right. So hopefully this is making some sense to you guys because we're getting there. It's just taking its sweet, sweet, sweet time. Damn, that was good though. Probably need to give it a little more space to work. And then we would have this massive ass trade. We don't get it, but if we did, it would have been 24 points at least. Well, not at least 22 points at least, if that makes sense. So good. But I got to make sure my flowers get delivered properly. Which means that if this guy comes to the door, I'm gonna have to say what up and get a signature from his ass. Or he gives me a signature. Or he gets a signature from me. Okay. So as you guys can see here, like very excited about this. We gotta get these small things ironed out, and we are gonna be in such good shape. But could we potentially build a high frequency bot? Could I double the amount of trades taken? Maybe. I don't know if I would. I don't know how that would work. But if we get the fills, like if we get the fills right, and I'm averaging, not that, this. Excuse me. Let me see. There might be a new trade here. Let me see. If there is a new trade here, we'll talk about this in a second. There might be a short, which would be dangerous. Short position there. Okay, good. Fill and signal were good. So this one could just be a reversal of this huge candle, to which would be no fun, and would be an L for us. But if it's not, we have a chance. 15, good. 40, nice. 85, good. 70, 65. Okay, set another 70 bucks on that. Puts down 7. That's like 50 bucks. We got 50 bucks on that one. Okay, so 1051. 2 technically. No, what am I doing? Oh, hello. I'm like, I keep thinking I'm on 1 minute candles. Let's go. We have 2 minutes before maybe another trade happens. Let's go here and go here. Okay. So I kind of forgot what I was saying, but if we make $78 a trade, and we get this would level out to about 100 trades a day, maybe a little less. Then the goal is to take as many trades as possible. If we could double this up and take multiple trades, so every time like a stop got hit or a take profit got hit, but there was more room, like maybe then we could continue the trade. I'm not exactly sure how it would work, but if we get the slippage right, then we could specifically, or maybe potentially is a better word, potentially add more trades to this, and so we could squeeze out again. If we're averaging $78 a trade, that's our with all the losses included. That's what we're averaging. Then like we owe it to try and take as many trades as possible. If you could put like if you every time you I don't know went to a slot machine and you pushed the button and you got $78, you would never leave. Like you might never leave. 24 hours a day, you're just clicking the button because you're making money. That's essentially what this is if we get the slippage right. We just let it run and it makes money on its own. It's that good. Like you don't get strategies that are built this well with this profit factor. You don't see this often with this many trades. It just does not exist. Not usually to the public at least. And so we're on to something here. I got to get the execution right. And I know why it's so difficult to build these the right way, because there are a ton of ways to build them the wrong way, which I've learned, which you guys have seen. Short position here. Fill sucks. Okay. And we can closed out. I'm devastated. I'm devastated. I don't even know what happened. We got our fill, which was not great. Price, I think we got our fill like right at the take profit level. And then what ended up happening is the system recognizes that and closes the trade out right away. That's why this slippage thing is so important, because that shouldn't be the case. So instead of making a minimum of $40, we probably lose $20 on that. Actually, I can tell you exactly how much we lost or made. I don't know. I don't know if that's the right one. I cannot tell. I don't have the full details of that trade. Here we go. Oh, here we go right here. Was that trade actually that long? 20 seconds? Or a minute? No, no way. No. I don't know. I don't even have the details for that. I don't have the details for that one. I have to go look at that somewhere else. I can tell you the 1 minute bot's doing pretty good. Just letting it run. It's battling back a little bit. Problem with this thing is that my win rate is on paper 70, let's just say right now it's 70% with a 2.871 profit factor. So every dollar I put in, I get $2.87 back. That's insane. You just don't see that stuff. But my real actual win rate with slippage and everything else using TradingView is like 55%. And that's 2 thumbs down. So that's not good. We don't want that. We cannot have that. That's not acceptable. Short position here. We're gonna get closed out here pretty fast. I already know. Okay, 30, nice, 20, 50. All right, I'll take that. That was actually better than I thought it would be. Down 7, what? 19? Oh, we're battling back a little bit. All right. 3-minute chart has been very favorable. I kind of like it. The higher time frames, I like a little bit. We don't get as many trades, but that'll just have to be a test that I run myself. But anyway. Yeah, my win rate on the strategy itself, and in reality, do not match. Damn, that's crazy. Yeah. Okay, we could maybe allow this thing a little bit more space, but if we do that on average, it's not going to work out for us. And I just have to be okay with that. Ooh, I don't know if I like that. Sell position here. Okay. This one's going to be tricky because we gapped into this trade. Yeah, we were up 19. We got $7 on that, so maybe a little bit more after commissions. Um, that was not great. Notification log. Oh, that's wait. What the? Why is it all jumbled like this? What? Are you giving me this an hour behind? Is that what? I don't even know what this is. How do I tell what time is what? This is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Why? It's not even 11 o'clock. What am I not understanding about this? I can't even tell when my trades were taken. I guess it's just that far behind, I guess. Hmm. Okay. My entry on this trade was, I think, 2 points lower than, or maybe 1.25 or a half lower than where it actually should have been. And so, if that thing moved even a little bit, technically my loss, if it moved against me, it moved in my favor a little bit and then against me a little bit, I was going to have a loss. And luckily, I squeezed it out of that one with a win. But that one was tricky. That one was really tricky. Um, yeah, that was tough. Closed Monday. Okay. Sell position here. Okay. Now remember, this is one of those where we get the fill way higher, so we need this thing to move a lot further in our favor before we can get our break even. Let's see. See if we can get it. This is a tough one because price is definitely screaming up. So we got to see if we can get a nice little pullback here. It needs to be sizable, about 3.5 points. Just don't know if we're gonna get that. Let's see. Okay, minus 90, 100 bucks on that. I'll live with that. Uh, One second here, sorry. Okay, we're back. Short position here. Let's see. Closed out. Okay. And that one got closed out. I know exactly why. 833 down. All right. That one got closed out because we have a bad fill. Just a terrible fill here. No good. Luca, why'd you enter short? That's what the bot did. Bot entered short, like short position. Stats said I had a 70% chance of winning. Took a shot, didn't work. Now some of these trades, I will concede that maybe we could try to optimize out. Like this should be a long, and then this one. Watch, all these are longs over here. Let's see if I can find like a short somewhere. It should be not. But for the most part, we get all these trades right. It's just sometimes you get a reversal off a nice trend down and you have to eat it. It happens. So we had a win right here. We had a loss right here. And then we had what should have been a win right here, but is technically a loss because our fill was so bad. So we'll have to, we'll figure out TradingView. We'll get rid of it. But really on these trades here, we had a loss right here, a win, a loss, and then a win. So like not horrible. And then technically we would have had a win right here of 24 points. So that's a 7-point loss here and another 7-point loss right here. That's 14. So we'd still be plus or minus commission and slippage 10 points plus. So that's why you really can't like trip about or worry about a bad entry or so, like a bad trade. We should have wins that are so much larger than our losses that we can afford a couple bad losses or afford a couple bad entries on trades to make up for it. Hopefully that makes sense. But to answer your question fully, well, there's a 70% chance that this bot is correct. So we got to see it through. And that means that 30% of the time we're going to have losses. That was a 30%er. Happens. It happens. And the results are just going to be so much different on a different platform. I just can't explain it enough. It's like almost hard to imagine, but it is coming soon. So like this is a trade here. Maybe we give it a little bit more space potentially, and it works out big for us. We just don't capture it. But like this is a nice trade right here. We just didn't give it enough time. But we can try. We can see. Damn. Trades like this one right here are worth optimizing for. Like there are some small things that I want to optimize too, like adjusting my stop loss. Short position here. Let's see. Hold on. Let's let this one play out. I don't mind this one at all. Terrible fill again, but it's fine. So if this thing goes against us, it's gonna have to go further. So our entry was, damn, 2 whole ass points away. So we would technically lose about 9 points, or we lose about 180 on this trade if it goes all the way to the stop because our fill was so bad. That's okay. And we need this thing to run a little bit further. 40, good. Okay, we'll take our 30 bucks and call it a day. All right, I'll live with that. Man, it's almost hard to imagine the difference in what a platform could provide for us, but we just have to continue to hold in there and let things be what they are. Let things be what they are. We've had a really nice price action today, though. It's been like, this is high quality stuff. We typically don't get like this sort of, excuse me here. Typically, we don't get this type of movement. So obviously, this is a little junky, but like nice move up here, and sloping down here. The 1 minute chart looks even better. Um, like this is just clean, like long, little couple shorts right there, long. Actually, if I put the bot on there, like nice. Okay, bad trade here, bad one right here too. That's fine. But like bunch of good ones here, good one here, bad one here, nice, okay, nice, decent, great, great, really good. So like, and then we have a short right here that this thing is in right now, and I think we're down what's $45, 50 bucks. So let's see if we can get this one to reverse back. But anyway, anywho, I'm wondering if a 70% win rate is good enough. We can get this thing to about 80%. I can get it to 80. I think it's like 87% technically. But then our losses get kind of weird. Like they get kind of big. Um, and it might not be a big deal. Like if we have the right amount of slippage, if we have everything in order, maybe it won't be a huge deal at all. Short position here. Finally got a decent fill. Let's see. Okay. Okay, price moving against us a little bit, but we'll take it. 20 bucks, 5 bucks. Remember, we have a good fill here, but we needed to move about 2 points beyond our open, or beyond our signal. There we go. 60, 70, 45. That should hit it. Yep. Cool. All right. Good stuff there. 669 or 769. Okay, cool. So not terrible, not great, but not terrible. And so we should be winning on the margins with this, if that makes sense. Like some of these small wins, like all of these will really compound. Again, if our goal is to make 100 bucks an hour, 2,300 bucks a day, like we're on the right track. That's how most of the trades are going to look. 30, 40, 50, 60 bucks max. And then we're done. Um, for the hour potentially. That's how it's going to look. Every once in a while, you'll get a loss or you'll get a huge gain like this, but that won't be the norm. Like we won't expect to try and capture 30 to 50 points on a trade. It can happen, but that wouldn't be what we would expect. So again, goals to get about 100 bucks an hour. We're on track for that. We gotta be able to see see this all the way through, see it work out. But when I do, when I get it right, I'll let you know about it. Let you know about it. you guys are new around here, make sure you guys like the live stream and you subscribe. Helps grow the channel a little bit, and we're in this journey and we're gonna get it right. We've identified the key and number one issue, and so now it's just like throw all of our time, attention, and resources at this one problem. We solve it, and then we figure out if there are other issues. But I think at that point we're just refining. And so, like, excuse me, what type of entry types? What kind of entry types? Better said. Can we get rid of some of these trades right here potentially? So Luca, no. No, bad idea. Bad idea. I'll give you the ability. Go build a bot yourself, and then set your take profit to at least 15 to 20 points per short position here. And I'm not saying that in a mean way. I'm saying that as in go build it and just watch how difficult it is to like repeatedly catch that. Let's see here. Okay. So let's see what we got. And look, it's not a bad idea. We just have different goals here. And I'll explain mine in a second. 85, 90, okay, not 100, but we're probably gonna get our stop hit here. But our fill and our signal were actually spot on. So this would be probably the closest to accurate loss or gain that we would see. So there's 165 on that one, I think. So we're out on that one. But look at back to kind of what I was saying. The goal isn't to catch like 20-point moves. It's like that. You can build a bot that does that, and you can try it. What's difficult about it is, well, a couple things. One, 20 points is a lot of movement, depending on your strategy. And I'm just using price action here. I'm just grouping candles together and then looking at price action and then making a determination. Your strategy could work if you don't take as many trades, but the thing about not taking a ton of trades is that you don't have a ton of data. And so depending on what chart time I look for, I might have 160,000 trades to look at or 90,000 trades to look at. And I can take that to the bank and say, I know this is probably going to scale and I can repeatedly have success with it. That's one. The second thing about trading large candles is if you do it during market hours, what you run into, or at night, what you run into is price like not moving at all. And then something random happens that's not a part of your strategy, that's hard to account for, but it's going to happen because of the market. If that makes sense. It would take longer to collect data, but it'd be efficient. Efficiency just depends. Like again, go build it, test it, and like see how it works. If I had to guess, you'll probably sit at like a 50% win rate, maybe 55 to 58%. I built a ton of these. Like I know what I'm not hitting or anything. I've done what you are trying to do. As a matter of fact, Luca, you have to go find it. But the first day I started talking about doing a trading bot was because I built one to catch, I think it was like 50 points at a time or something like that. And my win rate was like 47%. It was catch 50 points without losing 50 points or something in that area. And then we stopped trading the predictive model, which is what I typically trade. We started looking at that. And the goal was to just pass evals in one day on one trade. And I did that. I don't remember where that video is, but it's on my page. I made a video separately about it a while ago, maybe a couple weeks ago. Short position here. But we had like a 47% win rate, so it wasn't great. And what we did is we refined it down to now we've got something that could be 80% win rate, could be 70%, could be whatever. There's a stop loss hit there, which that was strange because it didn't go all the way. But anyway, not worried about it. It's just truly what's more efficient is catching smaller moves because they happen all day. And then sometimes you miss out on a bigger candle, but like chasing big candles is what gets you in a losing position, and it's what loses you a ton of money. I can't stress that enough. I'm not saying that like don't do that. I'm saying it as I've done it before, and if it worked, I would have done it. Like if it worked, I would have built it. But it doesn't. This is not how it works. Unfortunately, because getting 15 to 20 points, depending on the time frame you want to trade for, it can be very difficult or easy if you're trying to hire enough time frame. But then again, it gets random. But I've got some things in the back that I think you guys are really going to like. and it's just going to take a little bit for us to get it out. But we are collecting data. So all of this, all these trades here will eventually be stored in a database. And then what I'll have is my own AI stack to go and analyze every single trade that we take, every single one. And then what we'll be able to do is identify the best trades and worst trades and then optimize for more of the good ones and less of the bad ones, which should skyrocket our win rate and ultimately skyrocket our profitability. That is probably 2 to 3 months out because it's being built right now and it's going to take a while and it's very expensive, but that is coming as well. So we're going to build the best strategy possible right now. And then once we've got it fine tuned and we can actually scale this thing and get the results we're looking for on a different platform than TradingView, then we'll optimize from there. So I'll just show you. Like, if I really want to get this bad boy, we're down $1,000 today. Damn. I really want to get this bad boy like cranked up to like the max. Here's what I would do. We would go 20-point stop, trail of 3, breaking of 2. I have to change one thing. I changed one item on this, which is just making a larger stop. And here are my results. Just so I can show you. I'm not like talking shit, just talk shit. I'm trying to show you. But there's a reason like you have to show constraint for some of these things. Okay, 86% win rate, 99,000 trades, 2.233 profit factor. Like incredible. $65 per trade that we take. That is about 110 trades a day. Maybe it's 99 trades, something like that. It's like a lot of trades. We make $65 per trade, win and loss. So like I can get this bad boy cranked up and we can get a super high win rate. Don't get me wrong. But the reason I'm not doing this is 2 reasons. One, I think the stop is a little, here we're still in that short trade. I think the stop is a little too big. And I think what I could do is force trades to be open longer. Here's an idea of that. So like 20-point stop, here's our short. If we were in this trade, technically our entry would be down here. We'd have to deal with all of this, made $50 on that trade. And then hopefully price comes down, right? Not the best of ideas. This one, that was interesting actually. But it could work when the market's running. When the market's super choppy, like it gets kind of weird. You get these trades that could last a really long time, and that is not efficient right here. And so I don't like that. But like the win rate says that I should. And so we'll have to test it. But for today, the reason we're trading something completely different on a completely different time, if I change it to 10, it'll bring down the win rate and probably bring up the profit factor. Is because we want to test to see if we can figure out the slippage. If we can figure out slippage, then we can do whatever we want. And so we'll have that test next week. We'll be on Tradovate or NinjaTrader, same thing. And we'll be looking at it and then we'll have a determination. It makes the most sense. So $54 a trade here, that's a little bit, is that less? That's less than before. Profit factor is a little bit lower. That's fine. We'll deal with that. So we can make this thing do whatever we want. Whatever we want, we can make this bad boy do. So, but that's not really what we're into right now. Change this back to 7. 1, 2, 3. What we're into is trying to solve this error of slippage. Once we solve that, like then we'll figure it out. We'll see which really makes the most. We'll run like 4 accounts at the same time, and we'll see which one makes the most money the fastest, which one's the most profitable, which one has the biggest drawdown, has the biggest run up, and we'll go from there. So don't worry, my friend. We know what we're doing around here. But I mean, I have been doing this for so long. Like, it only takes one. It only takes one good idea of a strategy to have, and then you execute on it, and then boom, you got yourself a really nice and profitable strategy. But I can't release it until it's like it's nailing trades for everybody. So it'll nail trades for me first, then it'll nail trades for a group of people after, and then from there we can let the masses have it if they like it. But nothing until then. Nothing until then. But it's just kind of a weird thing because we have these trades that are like good trades that just do not work because we do not have the speed of execution. And I didn't realize this early enough, but we're getting there. We are getting there. Short position here. All right, not a terrible fill. Not great, but not terrible. $20, we'll take it. So hopefully you guys can kind of see that, like, we get $20 there. That's fine. Like, we'll take that all day. We just made $50 over there. Took a little loss, made another win. Like, we will take that all day. It sounds small, but like if your account was up $1,500 in 2 hours, a little $750 an hour, you wouldn't be worried about too much at all. And that is the goal. That is the goal. So please give me all the grief you can. I'll take it. But just know that we're going to get this bad boy right. And then we're going to plug AI into the back of it and let it basically, it's more like machine learning, but let it learn from all the results that we have. And that's going to be sick. That's going to be sweet. That won't be till the summer though. We won't get all that optimized till the summer. But that is the 1 week to 3 month plan. 1 week, find the best platform to optimize my automated strategy. Solve that. Next solve is going to be, okay, what trades can I optimize out of this strategy? And then how can I like manipulate the strategy to take more of those good trades? Or can I have AI block the bad trades? I don't know yet. And then we have to let all these other companies, AI companies, create cool things, and then we can build on top of them. So what a time. I always knew I wanted to get involved in the AI space. Like I wanted to get my foot in the door. I just wasn't sure how. Like you can obviously build stuff with it, but like how do I like my wife and mother-in-law thought it'd be funny to get this big ass hand sanitizer because I always use a hand sanitizer. Not a germaphobe, but clean hands are clean hands, you know? I touch my face all the time, so I gotta keep my hands clean. Anyway, no, I always knew I want to be part of this AI like trend and wave. How do I build stuff that takes advantage? And this is the easiest way possible to build a strategy and then literally build a database and then literally test every single trade that happens and then give it a grade. And then from those grades, test those grades, and then from there, optimize for the best ones and cut out the worst ones, or go the opposite trade on the worst ones. Maybe that is even an option too. The world is our oyster. The world is our oyster. So we'll give it time. Finally. Short position here. Good. This one's going to work out for us just fine. $50, 70, nice, 85, 120, 110, good. 85, should be out in a second. 95, 105, 145, good. 205, nice. Nice. 205 on that one and counting too. We still had more. Good there. Brings us back down to 820. We need more of those. Good stuff. Yeah, I'm a big fan of the trend bot. It's much better. A little $200 trade there. I'll take that all day. I like these moves a little bit better. Make more money with them. Hmm. Another short position here. You're not upset about this spot, um, but it's a little bit lower than our entry. A signal was. It's fine. If this one doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. I don't think it's going to be because of slippage. Let's see. Tough one. Can you take payouts from the? So, Luca, good question. The answer is like probably not. And thanks for asking that question. So, prop firms will, they don't love trading bots. I think their biggest fear is that there is a one that's really, really good. A lot of people use it, and then they really can't afford to do all the payouts because most of them are barely solvent anyway. But I don't think you can because when you apply for a payout, they're going to track all your trades and then probably run it through a system where it tracks and checks every other trade. And if there are two, three, or five users with the exact same entries and exits on, hundreds of trades, they're basically going to say, nope, like we're not going to give you a payout. Now, I don't know that for a fact because I never tried, but based on what they've said, my assumption is that they will deny a payout. And I don't know what that means. Like, let me see here. Let's see if this short's got going on here. For Top Step, they sent an email out, and it was like, some of you guys have been violating the rules. Not all of you, but some of you, and so we're banning those people from the platform. I'm not one of those people, but that's what the email said. And that was really interesting. I think part of it was maybe a trading bot, or people were trading inside of others' accounts. I'm not sure, but they do track that stuff. And maybe you get a payout, maybe you get two, maybe you get three. I don't know, but eventually it will be short lived. Eventually they will find it, and then either tell you that your payout's denied, you have to re-qualify for a payout, or they'll just ban you from using Apex altogether. I don't know because I haven't tried because I don't want that to be my fate. But if I had to guess, it's probably that. And if you ask them, they're going to say no trading bots. So if you were going to use it, I would say use it in your evals or use it and then just exit manually yourself. So like let it open the trade for you, and then you can exit whenever you feel like you're ready. That'd probably be a lot of a lot of work, but that can happen. That was kind of my original intent for this. But since I've automated this, some of these trades happen so fast that your hand won't be able to catch it. Um, so Answer is probably not. But to be fair, to trade micros on Trade of 8 or Ninja, you need like 200 bucks in your account. So if you have enough money to activate 2 prop firm accounts, then you have enough money to put 400 bucks inside of a trading account and let the bot trade it for you. And then you can trade 1 micro and then, let the profits stack up and then scale to 2 and then 3. So that'll be the offset. If somebody like wants to use it for prop firms, I say okay, like whatever. But I don't think I would trust, because it really, if one person does it, like let's say I was the only one that used it, I think I'd be fine. I think I would be fine. I think if anybody else used it at the same time, then we'd both be screwed. So hopefully that answers your question. Yeah, I don't think trading bots are going to be acceptable. Now maybe in the future they are. I don't know, but again, my assumption is that there are a couple trading bots out there. Ideally, this one's next. That do make a ton of money, and if more than a few people had access to it, like it would just be really ugly for these firms. Like the way they make money is you buying accounts, not getting payouts. They don't care about you. They don't want you to get payouts. Like that's money out of their pocket. Is this one going to get profitable? Let's see. So we'll see. That's going to be its own journey in time. I'm not exactly sure, what that's going to look like, but I don't think that's going to be a thing. I just don't. I wish, but ultimately, if this thing makes enough money, then you should be comfortable, and maybe you'll have to watch me do it or others do it before you do it. Close out one out with a little bit of profit. If it makes enough money, then you can just trade micros, and you'll make a couple bucks a trade. But if you let it run all day, maybe you get to 200 bucks or so a day, or $150 a day. And then after 2 or 3 days, you go to 2 micros, and all of a sudden you've got some more, and then 3, and then 4, and then so on and so on. So if it works that well, then I don't think prop firms would even need to be a thing. Now, if you want to try and scale and get like 7 prop firm, 10 prop 20 accounts at the same time, like I get that, but I don't know many people who have successfully passed all 20 accounts and successfully gotten a payout. I just don't know of them. Most of them are on YouTube if they have, and I can only think of maybe 2 that I've seen do that. I don't know. I've just never understood. Like if you're actually good at trading futures, then scale up those accounts or to trade your own cash. The reason I think you should trade your own cash and then run everything else through the business is you get futures have a different way of being taxed than options or trading stocks, and that is that you get, I think it's 40%. I believe is long-term capital gains, and that's technically it's taxed cheaper than ordinary income, which is what day trading, like if you're trading options, would be. So there actually is a built-in tax advantage to trading futures that I don't think many people know about. So if you get paid a 1099, like I will have to, it's a 1099 K or something. I don't remember what it's called. I have a 1099 for TopStep that when I file my taxes, I'll have to show them like, yeah, I made this much money with TopStep. And then I'll pay my taxes on that. I can try and use evals as a write-off. Of course, like my computer, my phone, whatever else I bought. But if you make enough, it's going to be very difficult being paid as a contractor, unless you get it paid to your business. Then that's its own thing. But that could be tricky too. So I don't know. I don't know how prop firms are going to work in the long run. I don't. Now I wonder if like a straight to funding type of firm would be cool, like a straight to a simulated funded account. Maybe them. I don't know. I just feel like if you try to use a trading bot with some of these firms, it will work for a little bit and then eventually it'll get like denied. I don't know. That's just my assumption with this. No. Package arrived. I don't know what that was though. He kind of slammed it, so it best not be those flowers. Let me check. All right. No. Okay. Wasn't the flowers. because then we'd have a huge issue on our hands. All right, anyway. Starting with Sarah Wolf Myers, Private Broken Vase. Anywho, hopefully, look at answers your question. Roger White. Yes. No. Micro, Roger. Micro. Go to just search on Tradeovate or NinjaTrader their margin requirements. That's how much money you need to have in your account. Margin requirements. And it's like $200 for one mini or for one micro. Sorry, micro. For a full mini, it's $2,000, $2,500. I think it is the number that I last saw. 2,500. I think it's like the high of whatever the Nasdaq was. But then you need like 10. You need literally 10 times that if you hold a trade from that hour where the futures close or over the weekend. You need literally 10 times that in your account. So you would need $25,000 per futures contract if you want to trade one mini. If you want to hold it over the weekend or between Central Time, between 4 p.m. and 5 p.m. when it's closed. Otherwise, we get auto liquidate. They close your trade off for you. And I don't know if they would consistently do that and they're okay with it. I don't know if it would cause you to not be able to trade for a little bit because you got a margin call. I don't know, but you wouldn't want to be subject to that. But if it's a micro, then it's 2,500 or $2,000 or whatever the math is. 10 times 200 would be what you have to have in your account in order to keep that position open if you wanted to, which I would not recommend. But now your question of how much do you about make a day? Well, Roger, that is the enlightenment that I am seeking. Step number 1 is going to be getting the bot converted to NinjaTrader, which I'm going to have worked on this weekend. Hopefully today, tomorrow, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. The markets are closed, so that could be another day for me to get this thing going. And then on Tuesday, I hope, fingers crossed, I could have a system converted to NinjaTrader, and then we would let this bad boy run automatically, and then we would then all together check the results, and we could say, okay, good or bad, and then from there I can give you a much clearer picture on what that would take or how much you could actually make. So we'll see, and then from there it's just gonna be refining. So I don't have an answer to your question, Roger. If I had to guess though. If I had to guess, let's go with one NQ contract. Here's probably how I would set this up, is like this, and then I would go down to a 1-minute chart. This is what I think I'd want to do, and I would have something like this. So let's see. We wait. Okay, so 80% win rate. Technically, this says, which like take this for granted. There's a huge grain of salt on this, but what this says is that if you had this open from 2023, January 1st to yesterday, your account would be up $7,372,325. That's what it says. Obviously not. Like you're probably not going to get that. But the average trade is $57. Now this I'm very interested in. That number right there. This is with one NQ contract, so divide that by 10. So $5, $5.76 would be how much you'd make per trade on average. I want to know how accurate that number is. My assumption is with commissions and slippage, it'd probably be about half. So let's call it $25. And then for you, that'd be $2.50 on average per trade. To which you would need 10 trades an hour to make $20 or so. You make a little more than $20, and then $20 an hour times 23 hours for 5 days for enough for a full year is $138,000. $138,000. So, and that's just with no scale. So that's what I'm after, is the average trade. Like if we take 10 trades, we lose a couple, we win more of them. Like how much money do we make on average? Because that is what I want to scale. Like that would be that's the software that like I would take and then I would just dump a ton of cash into. And then instead of trading one NQ contract, I'm trading 5. And then if it continues to scale, great. Here's some more cash. Dump it in there. Now that we have 10 NQ contracts on, and we're trying to make, instead of one, and now we're trying to make, $500 a trade, or technically what I was talking about before would be $250 a trade, and then we take 10 trades, an hour kind of thing. So the sky's the limit. If I had to guess, I would say this number, maybe cut it in half with slippage and commissions. But I don't have a real answer for you yet because we're not on Tradeovate or we're not on NinjaTrader automating. We're on TradingView, and TradingView stinks. TradingView is annoying and it's bad for automation. Anyway, it's actually a really good platform. I love TradingView, but you get me. So we'll see. And then this strategy says we trade about 150 times a day, which is a ton. So you would take that number take 150 times $2. Get us $300 a day. That's pretty solid. And then you continue to scale from there. So that if you were able to make $300 a day, then you would be able to afford every other day a new micro. And so you'd eventually hit a level of scale that would be insane. And then there will be a leap of faith for you going from micros to minis. Like this, I got this whole thing mapped out. I have this little hitch in the road right here that I need to figure out. I got this whole shit figured out. And then from there we'll optimize and we'll get this number from 57 to 87. Like I got the whole shit figured out. It's just every time you go and you do something you've never done before, like there's going to be problems that come up and things that hold you back. But if I had to guess, I would say comfortably, yeah, we should be able to make 100, $200 a day. I would say comfortably. And then assuming we get to 50 to $70 a day, then we should be comfortable scaling that. Okay. Because anytime you have a trading bot with this level of consistency where you know how many, what your win rate's going to be, because we have such a large sample size. I would challenge you guys to go anywhere and find a bot that could perform at this level as a back test. Now, future testing is a different story, and that's what we have to work on next. But as a back test, we've got pretty much what we're looking for. And so from here, we will see. But I'd be comfortable with this. So let's just say I'm trading one micro and I make $200 a day after everything. My account goes just like this, up and down, up and down, up and down. But I finish at plus $200. That's scalable. If I have to do nothing and I look at my account and it says $200 of profit, we'll double it. Let's get to $400. And then if that holds for a while, okay, great. Let's double it again and go to $800. Let's keep doing this thing until we're getting to a point where we're making a ton of cash. So a trading bot, like a few things, but unlike anything else, is the most scalable thing. Only thing you need is capital. And then from there, if you have consistent success, well, then you just add more risk. You just add more leverage to every single trade. And that is exactly how you scale. And so it wouldn't matter how much money you could make a day. It would just matter that amount of money that you make, whatever it is consistent, because then you just add more cash, double it, triple it, whatever it is. You get money from your job, take a little bit of it, put it in your account. So we'll see. Roger, I don't know. Not sure yet how much it'll cost. I have no clue. I have no idea. At first, it's going to be cheaper for those who own the predictive model already. Those people will certainly get a nice discount. And then there might be one group that gets early access who just decide they want to jump in. And then depending on the results from there, we'll see. We shall see. Because what I also don't want to deal with, is just having to do a ton of client service. I know that sounds terrible, but I want this thing to be the most straightforward shit you've ever done. And I have too many people I have to deal with, then it's just it's a headache. So we'll find the right price point for it. But at first it'll be cheaper because you guys will be taking a leap that what I'm showing you will translate for you. But then after that, I don't know, I could triple the price as long as my results scale and your guys' results scale. So that's what matters to me most is let's get this thing right the first time. And then from there, we can start to roll it out a little bit, but let's get it right before. Because I was close to rolling this out this week. I was like, oh, maybe I should roll it out. And then I tried the automation and I was like, I can't unsee this now that I've seen it. You know what I mean? So we'll certainly see. But if you guys have questions, let me know. You can shoot me a DM or shoot me an email or whatever you'd like. But let's call it for today. Nice solid day. Really appreciate you guys tapping in and joining. Sorry I was late getting started. My OBS system was being weird. That this right here, this little thing right here, recording, was being annoying as shit. I don't know what was going on with it. So I think I got the workaround for it. But anyway, in case we don't, I'll figure it out. Anyway, so I will see you guys later. Maybe tomorrow. We'll be live tomorrow. We'll do the same thing tomorrow. We'll get our ass beat by the markets again, but we will eventually have the updated version of this in NinjaTrader, and we will automate that, and then that will be like no excuses. Let's just make sure this thing is working right, and then we'll be on our way. So ideally, fingers crossed, prayers, a lot of praying that it works out the way it should. A lot of praying, and then we'll go from there. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Tap in, have a good one. Monday the markets are closed. Futures will be open, but I won't be trading because like why would you? And so we'll be back tomorrow and then probably on Tuesday. All right. I will see you guys. Have a great one.